Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching SAMAA News. Here are today's headlines. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has insisted that Iran will not give up its nuclear rights amid ongoing tensions with the United States. According to Iranian media, Pezeshkian questioned Washington's authority to restrict Iran's nuclear program, saying no justification has been provided. The remarks come as disagreements over nuclear issues continue between Tehran and Washington. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said Tehran is open to negotiations with the United States, but does not trust Washington, terming talks as just one part of a broader strategy. In an interview, Ghalibaf said Iran is pursuing its objectives on three fronts: diplomacy, military strength, and public support, while emphasizing that negotiations alone are not sufficient. He added that some progress has been made in talks with the US, but significant gaps remain between the two sides. A key meeting on the situation in Iran was held in the Situation Room under the chairmanship of US President Donald Trump, focusing on evolving developments in the Middle East. US Vice President J.D. Vance was also present, having earlier led the American delegation in Islamabad talks and expected to spearhead upcoming negotiations. According to reports, discussions covered the situation in the Strait of Hormuz and ongoing diplomatic engagement with Iran. US President Donald Trump has warned that Iran cannot blackmail the United States by closing the Strait of Hormuz. Speaking from the Oval Office, Trump said Washington is holding productive talks with Tehran, but is taking a tough stance after Iran attempted to shut the vital shipping route again. Iran says it is tightening control over the strait in response to what it calls a US blockade of its ports, with leadership warning of further military action if tensions escalate. North Korea has fired ballistic missiles into the sea, continuing a series of launches amid rising global tensions linked to the Iran conflict. This marks the fourth missile test this month and the seventh this year, as Pyongyang intensifies its military activity. Experts say the launches are aimed at showcasing self-defense capabilities and strengthening North Korea's leverage ahead of potential talks with the United States and South Korea. Former US Vice President Kamala Harris said Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu pushed President Donald Trump into a war with Iran, arguing the conflict was not in the interest of the American public. Speaking at a political event, Harris said Trump entered a war and he got pulled into it by Netanyahu, terming the conflict as one Americans did not want. Meanwhile, Israeli forces said they have established a yellow line in southern Lebanon, similar to a military measure used in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli military has said that over the past 24 hours, forces operating south of the so-called yellow line identified individuals it termed as terrorists who approached from the north in a manner that posed an immediate threat, calling it a violation of ceasefire understandings. Fresh diplomatic efforts are underway to end the US-Iran conflict, with a new round of talks expected in Islamabad. Iranian officials told CNN that a new round of negotiations between the United States and Iran is likely to take place in Islamabad on Monday. However, US officials have not confirmed whether the talks are scheduled. Despite this, optimism remains, as President Donald Trump earlier suggested both sides are close to reaching an agreement. Egypt is working closely with Pakistan on a framework aimed at securing a lasting peace between the US and Iran. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati said Egypt, Turkey, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia were coordinating a broader regional effort focused on preventing renewed escalation and laying the groundwork for a post-war security arrangement, stressing the importance of protecting Gulf states and stabilizing energy markets, supply chains, and food security. Iran has reversed its decision of reopening the strategic Strait of Hormuz as the US maintains a blockade on the Islamic Republic's ports. Iran's military announced the decision in a statement carried by Iranian media. Iran's Joint Military Command said control of the Strait of Hormuz has returned to its previous state, under strict management and control of the armed forces. It warned that it would continue to block transit through the strait as long as the US blockade of Iranian ports remained in effect. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.SAMAA TV. Thank you for watching SAMAA News.